Alright, so I already recorded this once, but my computer wasn't recording very good, so here we go again. This is already going to be like halfway done. I'll just kind of go through it with you guys. That kind of sucks. Maybe I should have filled this out 100%, but whatever. I'll just go through it with you guys. It'll be fine. So here we go, 2026 goal setting. So same thing as the last worksheet. You guys are going to see this guy right here, and that's gonna come in this folder. Yeah. You get. I'm working on the video tutorials right now, obviously. But by the time that you guys get to it, you just kind of click video tutorials. That should be this guy right here, and then I should have a link. I have the one for the last video, but yeah. So here we go. You're gonna have this page. Once you open it up from templates, you will have this page right here, and this is where you will start. So same thing. Save an original copy so that you guys have that saved for next year. Delete that and then do your date, kind of like I did here. Let's see, where'd it go? ChatGPT video tutorial. Okay, yeah, right here. So then, yeah, delete the top part. Fill in 2026 where it says year. Insert year, and then date. So I did it yesterday. I might adjust a little bit more today because there were a handful of things that, I mean, I'm not done. I gotta go through this myself and like personally fill this out, but I just want to go through this with you guys so that those who need it kind of have a little bit of guidance. So I guess this works a bit better. Yeah, this sucks. This is the second time having to do this. It'll be fine. So yeah, let's go. The year has come to an end. Not how much has changed, or has it? The objective in life is to build daily to achieve a higher status and prestige. Maybe your goals won't be met 100%, but 1% better next year is better than nothing. Failure doesn't make you worthless. It means you are in the learning stage, making progress. Making the same mistakes won't get you farther, but understanding what needs to work will. That's why, along with setting goals, you should revisit them often. Does 52 times a year sound like a lot? That means you would have to remind yourself once a week about the commitment you made to yourself. And then I added a couple quotes that I thought would be kind of helpful here. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he cuts off, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, so that it may bear more fruit. John 15:2. And then this quote from Jim Rohn I thought was really inspiring, so I added it in here. Set the goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. It took me a while to understand that one, but once I kind of understood that, whether it's kind of like I explained up here. You may not hit your goals 100%, but that 1% next year is better than nothing. And so that's basically what he's explaining there. Set the goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. You will finish out the year a better person, chasing something to better yourself than if you had not done anything at all. So that's more or less like that's why I put that in there. It just makes sense. First thing we're going to work on is a vision board. Have fun with the first part of the goal settings and create a free vision board. Use this as your lock screen, wallpaper, or print it out, hang it somewhere you can see it daily. Come back here and add it once you've done to help visualize inspiration while working on writing up the rest of your goals. So you guys will have this. Let's see. I'm in viewing, so you can click this. It's a clickable link, and it just takes you here. And these templates do work. You just kind of hit a template. Let's just use this. Let's say this one, and then customize free template. This is what I used last year, and now I made it my wallpaper. That's not it. There we go. It's my wallpaper on my desktop. It just kind of makes sense. I come here, I sit down. Almost every day I was able to come here, unless I was out of town for work, but I would come and sit in front of this, open the computer. First thing I'd see was everything that I wanted to do. It's like up here, I had the gym, business, and car that I wanted to buy, trip that I wanted to take, items that I wanted to buy, and then quotes that I wanted to remember and like just make part of me. I would read them. It's as odd as it is. I put them on here, but even still, I would read them during the year because it's just like, again, I just wanted them engraved in my head, so I put them on here. And sometimes I just catch myself like reading them, looking at them, and a library to remind me to read, quotes that I wanted to remember, house. It's like we moved, but then I got the inspiration of like figure out a way to get into a house because I really need to do that. Sorry for the background noise. I think the garbage truck's outside. But yeah, go ahead, start a vision board. Pause this video if you need to. You probably will. It'll take you a while, and then set it up. You can hang it up somewhere. Make sure that you're looking at it every day. Make sure that you can see it daily, because that will be your reminder every day for like you may not think that it's going to do much for you. I That's the way that I thought about it, but starting 2025, I did the vision board, and honestly, like to an extent, I did a handful of these things. I mean, the car, for example, the car. I looked at this car like daily, and I was just like, I want something like this, and I ended up getting the Mustang, which I guess, I mean, it's not the BMW. I mean, the BMW is just a bit out of my reach, but it doesn't mean that I didn't get somewhere. I mean, I still got somewhere, and what I was able to get is still better than what I had at the beginning of the year. And so then there's like the traveling. I didn't do this traveling this extensively, but I did do some traveling here about a week ago. And again, I just put that on my vision board. I was able to do it. I didn't do the like. I mean, I didn't need a passport. It's just from one state to another. Um, I don't know. I didn't. I thought vision boards were not very helpful, but after setting it this year, I'm really gonna go more in depth next year. And so again, it just helps visualize. You put it on your wall, you put it somewhere where you see it every day. You put it on your lock screen on your phone or whatever, and it helps you visualize like more or less what you're shooting for. And it's just a good daily reminder. It really is just a good daily reminder. So yeah, once you're done with that, you'll come back here. Where'd it go? I'm just gonna put that right there. Okay, close that. I still need to do mine, but more or less, here's what again, because I have to redo this video. Here's more or less what I put on the last, when I half-ass filled this out. Just to go through it, here we go. So again, I did have to re-record this video, so you guys are gonna see this pre-filled out. I'm just gonna go through with you guys what I did with the first time, maybe add a couple things. I don't know, we'll see, depending on how I feel. So goal setting. So I have really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different categories that I think are like not like the most important categories, but like main categories that like for me I was able to focus on. If you need to add a category, go ahead, but I think for the most part you should be able to put them within one of these 5 categories. Spiritually, so like number 1, I put make sure that I have keep having my time and place with God every day. That's, I mean, for me, my prayer life is pretty important, so I'm gonna put that in spiritually. I can't think of anything right now, but if once I come up with a couple more things, I would add them there. It's just like I mean, let's just put read Bible again. I did it last year, so we'll just put again, and then you hit enter. It gives you another space. Self-growth and development, 10 payouts from trading. And I mean, I off the top of my head, I can't think of many things. I wrote so many things down. I mean, during the year, and then going back and looking at my review, I can think of more things to put down. But honestly, this should take you. I think last year when I made my 2025 goals, I think I sat down for like 8 hours. And then in 2024, when I wrote my 2024 goals, I sat down for like 6 hours. So this should, I mean, maybe not take you guys that long if you're not that like in detail about your goals. Maybe it won't take you that long. But for me, I'll probably be here like most of the day, January 1st, and going through and actually filling out a good goals system. But I wouldn't rush it. If I were to recommend, I wouldn't rush it. I'd definitely sit down and really think about it. Take the whole day. I mean, most people don't work on the first. If you do, just set it for a weekend and knock it out on a weekend. I mean, it's an investment. Invest your one day into setting your goal for the rest of the year. You don't have to plan for this the rest of the year. You don't have to think about this the rest of the year. You just kind of follow what you set up for yourself. And so, but more or less, yeah, you should have goals for yourself that you want to develop into. Let's say you have the goal to learn copywriting. Learn copywriting. I don't, so I'll have to delete that later. Maybe I want better communication skills. Learn better communication skills, and then so on and so forth. Like whatever it is that you want to do, you should have a list of at least like 10 things that you want to work on yourself for the year. Why not? And again, it's like if you don't even hit them all, if you hit 5, like really damn good, and then 2 or 3 you just were like you touched on, and then the other like whatever 10 that you may have written down, if you're at like 20 or 30 goals, like it's fine. At least you wrote them down. At least you put something for like for your own growth. But there's that. Financially, I think financial goals are really good to have. So more or less, this chart, it's going to look like this when you guys are filling it out. Where'd it go? Right there. So I just for example, I put my checking account. I have $5. If you guys have multiple accounts, you just kind of hit this plus, and then just add whatever you need. And yeah, just keep adding. But this is just for example. You have $5 in your checking account. You want 5,000 by the end of the year. $2 in your savings. You want 20,000. Retirement 15. You want 21. The idea behind this was like you can max out your IRA, your Roth IRA for like 6,000. I think something like that. I mean, do your research, but I think that was just like the idea of like if you were to max out, I think it's $6,000. So 21, and then personal net worth was just like you add up what you're worth minus your debt, that you're like your total debt you're in, and then it's like, or what do you want to be? And I mean, if you're paying off a house, and this number is going to be like absurdly crazy, but I mean, again, it's good to have that perspective and like idea of like what you're actually worth, where you're at, and then more or less you can start shooting. You can have a target where you want to be. Let's just adjust this for a second. Let's say your net worth is negative 323,000 because you own a house, but you have some type of savings. Okay, well, by the end of the year, I'm hoping to pay down at least 15,000 of that or whatever, or let's to make math easy, 23. So now you're only worth negative 300,000, and so again. That just kind of puts you, that gives you a goal, that gives you a goalpost, that gives you a target, and that's easy to shoot for. I mean, 23,000, that's $2,000 a month. I mean, minus any other debt, let's say, but a house is just like the easiest thing. Again, for example, business, same thing. Let's say you only have $2,500, you have a small business, and you want to shoot for that 25,000 with no debt, or again, maybe with debt, you still have 25,000, like whatever. Like this is just to get creative. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just have some kind of target that you want to shoot for. Health, well-being. I had a health goal. I was thinking about it this morning. I had a health goal, but I can't think about it right now. I don't know why it's not coming to me. Hopefully I come back with it later because I really wanted to put that down. But any health goals that you want to put, I mean, go to the gym, eat better. Mentally, if you're just in a mentally bad spot, like obviously you want to work on that. You can't really work on anything major if you're in a bad mental spot. So maybe like whatever that might be, if you're just in like some kind of depression, you need to go see like psychiatrist or whatever. Yeah, put that in there. Like just make it a goal to change that, to fix that. Pure fun, that's just like your complete time off. I mean, again, I really tried to push through burnout in 2024. It didn't work out for me, and I ended up wasting most of the year because I was just so burnt out, but I refused to take time off. And so coming into 2025, I gave myself that category of I have to take time off. I give myself now one day plus at least an hour every day at the end of the day. And it's you can put anything like here, example, or once a week take a whole day off, like whole day off. That's Sunday. After work, if I don't have computer work, like if I don't have any trading, any emails, any video that I need to record, then I can take the like an hour to play some Xbox, watch some YouTube, just kind of kick back, let my mind just settle down from the day. Um, Business, side hustle. If you don't have a business or a side hustle, let's just say that you pick up a hobby that you want to make something out with. I mean, I worked with a guy that he used to have a thing with model trains. That's what he made his side hustle with. I don't know exactly how he used to. He would like hold like conventions for like model trains and stuff. Like I mean, whatever your thing may be. I mean, taking pictures and trying to grow a brand to like make some kind of money from taking pictures. That whatever it may be. That's just your side hustle or business. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be something small. It can be content creation, like what I put on here. Just work on my social media. These are my goals for every platform that I have. My TikTok 10K followers, YouTube 2K followers, Instagram 2.5K followers. Post at least 2 times a week is my bare minimum. That's just what I want to follow. Your side hustle is really just side hustle slash business is just something that you want to work on, that you want to grow, to kind of either help with your current income of like your job. And if you don't have a job and it's just your business, even still, like that's even better. Just add to this, like what do you want your business to grow from? But if you do have a job, then add just like your side hustle, like something that you want to start. If you have nothing, start something, put it here. Like what do you want to come up with? And if you have to plan it, then plan it. I mean, just put I mean, let's just say that I don't have this. I just have, oh crap, not all that. Right there. Let's just say that I put come up with side hustle. Like, I mean, if you don't have anything, plan for something. Plan for something. And then once you come up with something that you'd like, you can come back here and start throwing at it for the year. If you have something in mind that you already want to shoot for, put it here and then plan on how like have goals for that side hustle that you have. And then we come to planning. Along with setting the goals, you have to commit to them and hold yourself accountable and perform the actions necessary to meet them. Setting them isn't everything. You always water a seed and make sure it's getting enough sunlight. But before you start planning, you plan for seasonal conditions. What did I? Before you start planting, you plan for seasonality, conditions, time of fruition, and harvest. You can set goals today that you won't harvest for the next 5 to 10 years, but need attention every day. How will you make sure it's getting the adequate attention and work required? Here we plan and make in here I can't read today. Here we make a plan. You might walk out the year surprised by what you can actually achieve. I feel like I did that so badly. Anyways, you guys can read that for yourself. What does my day already look like, and where can I make time for my goals? So it's like gym has to be before work. That's just me. I don't like going to the gym after work. It's usually like it's so packed. I like going in the morning. There's usually like 4 or maybe 5 people there. The gym is basically yours. I've never had to wait for a machine in the mornings because I mean there's nobody there. So I just go in the mornings. If I want to make the gym work, go in the mornings. Trading, follow my rules. Social media, after work, edit videos, photos, weekends, shoot content. That's just where I can make time. How much time do I spend scrolling social media that I could actually be using to work on my goals? So, I mean, it might not even be scrolling social media. It could just be like just wasting time with people that aren't helping you with your goals, whether it's I don't know, answering every single random phone call that you get and just wasting your time on a phone call for 45 minutes, an hour, or like whatever. And it's like 1 hour per platform I could use. Yeah, so I think this is just an example. Let's say I spend 1 hour per platform. I could use 45 minutes per platform. So if I'm scrolling through, what did I put here? Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. There we go. So if I have three platforms that I kind of am working on, that's 3 hours at 45 minutes. That's whatever time that is, hour and a half, 2 hours, 15 minutes, whatever it might be, to put back into like working. And again, just an example, if you just sit and stare at the wall because you have nothing else to do, like that's time that you could be using. And again, just to help you plan, just to help you think of like, where am I wasting my time and where could I get my time back? You really should be, this is why this takes so long, because you really should be looking at where you're actually wasting your time and where you can get your time back. um, what do I need to cut out? People, movies, video games, music, reading/podcasts, or music for reading and podcast, staying home, mental traps, excuse making, poor time management, waking up earlier. I mean, again, it's just like, where can you actually get back some time? I know for me, like, procrastination's a big thing. I kind of sit and I just get in, analysis paralysis, and I start thinking about everything that could go wrong instead of actually like taking action. Um, this year I have to work on that. Instead of thinking about everything that could go wrong and trying to plan through it, just kind of start, and then once something actually comes up, like, work through it. But in 2024, yeah, in 2024, I cut out music completely, and I just listened strictly to podcasts. This year, 2025, I cut out Instagram 100%, and I did not open it, maybe but like 2 times a year, just to see like if anybody messaged me for whatever reason on there. But I did not use it because I needed to figure out. I needed to reset. I needed to reset that relationship with that platform of, like, I was death scrolling really badly, so I just completely, like, I didn't even delete it off my phone. I just did not open it. And now I open it for 10, 15 minutes to do some research on how I want to post my content. That's about it. But again, it's like, if you're just watching movies every day after work, like, that's time that you can get back. Again, people, if you're just wasting time with your people, video games, I like video games, but that doesn't mean that that's going to come before my work. Poor time management is just like, again, just like wasting your time. You can get time back. It sucks because you don't get to enjoy as much, but we're shooting for the next 10 years. That's what every year planning for is. Like, we're shooting for the next 10 years. Um, yeah, right there. And don't overanalyze. That's just, I didn't even read that. That's just something that I know I need to work on. Do I need specific tools placed to meet certain goals? How can I do the most without needing everything? So I want to move to a bigger house so I can mod the Mustang. But again, if it's like one of your goals is like skydiving, you can't just do that out of your house. You got to plan a time, a day, schedule it, and come up with whatever it costs. Like, that's just, again, get to specifics that you need to. If whatever you set over here, if you set the goal to learn to be a better copywriter, or let's do communication skills. If you set the goal to be a better communicator, you need to go be in a better social setting. One thing I used to say a lot was, if you're a guy trying to figure out how to talk to girls, go buy a freaking coffee from like Dutch Bros or something, or Starbucks, and try to carry a conversation with a barista. Like, it might be a bit annoying. I'm sorry, baristas. It might be a bit annoying, but that will at least, you're put into a position where you have to talk, and that will. I mean, you'll grow some kind of confidence from that. It'll get better, but again, for that you have to, like, tell yourself, okay, um, spaces, like places you have to go to, a coffee shop, you're gonna have to budget that into your budget, and then plan on, like, I mean, which, like, how often you're gonna go, where you want to go, if you have a favorite spot, and then just like socialize, or, I mean, get into a group, a local church, or like Facebook group or whatever. um, you got to plan for that. How can I make sure I remember what I truly want out of the year every day? Print and put my vision board on my bedroom wall to remind me daily. So if that's what you need, that's what you need. You will have the weekly goals template where you will review that every week, and that helps out a lot. But sometimes even during the week, like, some weeks just drag, and you need that reminder to help you get through the rest of the week. And if you need to print your vision board to remind yourself, like, to have that visual of, like, I really want that, like, I will do anything to make that happen, then print it out. I mean, you should have that. For me, that might be a thing. I don't know. I'll have to really think about that when I go through and like do this properly. If you don't meet at least 60%, if I don't meet at least 60% of my goals by the end of the year, how will I feel about myself? And then there's like 50, 25, 10, 5. So 50% is like baseline. Like that's your zero, honestly. Anything under 5, anything under 50%, anything under like a 5 out of 10, you're not trying anymore. Anything over a 5 out of 10, you're doing better than. Like your 5 out of 10 is like your common person. 60% is like the very bare minimum they have to put in to start seeing some kind of result. Like you're not going to post on Instagram once a year like a typical person and then see some following. You're gonna post once a month, and then you'll see a little bit more than the person that did than the typical 50% person, 5 out of 10 person. And so if I don't even meet at least 60%, 6 out of 10 of like my effort that I want, or 6 out of 10 of my goals, then how would you actually feel? If you don't care, then that kind of sucks. Maybe you should have better goals. But if you have a goal of let's say you owe $100,000 and you want to pay off at least $60,000 of that, if you don't even meet $50,000 and you know you can't do it, how would that actually make you feel? If you know that you really want to achieve at least 6 out of 10 of your goals and you don't do that, how will that actually make you feel? And thinking about this before we go into the year is healthy, because it's like, how hard do I actually want to push? If I don't want these goals that badly, again, either come up with new goals, better goals, or, I mean, again, it's like, or is it too hard? Are those goals too challenging? If the goals are too challenging, then you do still need to adjust them, because you can't end the year and be like, I tried all of my goals and I just never got anywhere with them because I was not in a good place to get anywhere with them. That's not good either. I mean, set something that isn't 100% attainable, but also isn't 100% easy, or yeah, 100% hard. So, I mean, you should have those goals that challenge you, but also you should have those things where it's like, go to the gym. Like, I want to go to the gym every day. Like, that one's a little bit hard. I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. That one's not that bad. That one. I mean, examples. Um, Unless the world came to an end, I would have no excuses, and I would have to admit I didn't try very hard. So if I didn't hit at least 60%, that's what I put. Unless the whole world came to an end, I would have no excuses, and I have to admit that I didn't try very hard. Which goals have a 100% chance of being achieved? Again, if it's like, I can definitely go to the gym 3 times a week, like I can definitely do that. That's 100%. I'm putting that on there. Or like, again, you set the goal to go kart racing for the first time, you can definitely go do that. 60 to 90%. Hit Go hike 20 different trails this year. 45 to 50 to road trips, and it's like, again, this is just like, which ones will you actually shoot for? Like, this one's pretty easy. It's a pretty simple goal. So you're like, this one I don't have to like put too much effort into. I know that one will get done. That'll be pretty easy. This one I might have to try a little bit harder on. 20 different trails. I only know 5, but I can find another 15 trails. Um, Take to road trips. Road trips, or they're either expensive or I don't make the time. So that one might not happen. This one will either be really hard to achieve, but I could still possibly do it. Is 3 months of $10,000 a month. And then my 0 to 9% goals is like something that I really don't think is going to happen, but I would like to happen. Take a month off and play Xbox again. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to completely neglect every single responsibility and like make that happen. But again, just examples. You guys really will have to sit down and think about what you're going to put there. Top 3. So your top 3 should be 3 goals / projects that lead up to your overall goals for the year. Number 1, you give 80% of your time. I need to adjust this. I really need to adjust this because it's more like 85. No, I can't edit. It's more like 85. 85, 10, and 5. There. So I'll mess with this later. You give 80% of your time, and number 2, you give 15. Number 3, you give 5. Putting too much on your plate becomes overwhelming, so focus on 3 things at a time. 1 should eventually be replaced with 2, and 2 eventually replaced with 3. So that way you're you're never left with nothing to prioritize. And that's all that it is. Your top three should be three things that you want to prioritize. I didn't put anything here because I really need to think about what my top three are going to be. But let's say that communication skills, you really want to work on your communication skills because you want a better job. So you would put communication skills. Skills. It's funny. Communication skills. So it's like that's your number one thing. You're gonna plan your whole year around better communication skills. You're either going to learn your language better, or you're gonna go find groups so that you can socialize better. I mean, that's just gonna be your number one thing outside of your job. Let's say your 15% is your job. Let's go a little bit more in depth. Climb the ladder at my job. Let's say that that's what you want to do. You don't want a business, you don't want a side hustle, you just want a hobby that you kind of mess around with on the weekends, and you like your job and you just want to climb your job. Not 100% of your well, yeah, kind of, because not your 80%, but honestly it's like your number one will help your number two, and so it's just like, again, that's why that's your priority. And then number three is like, okay, let's just say your hobby. You have a hobby that you want to give 5% of your time. If you're not working on your communication skills, or you're not at work, you want to be in your hobby. That's like your top three priorities. It's like other things come up and they come up, but like for the most part, you know that you're going to give it your all for those top three things. Those are your priorities for the year. In a perfect world, this is make a list of hypothetical goals that you would like to see happen by the end of the year if you could have anything happen. This one is purely fun and to get creative. Do not expect these scenarios to happen, but if they do happen, you can't say you never wanted them to. So again, it's like this one I like because it's like, just get creative. Sometimes just writing things down, you never know where you'll end up. So like example number 1, travel the world. Example number 2, $1 billion by the end of the year. Number 3, own a mansion. Number 4, like cure cancer. It's just like you think that these things could be completely impossible for you, but if like these are just like 4. And I mean, you can add more things. If you have 5, 10 things that you really just want to happen, that you really think are out of your reach, just write them down here, because you never know. You'll come back 10 years and it'll be like, well, I wrote them down. I really wanted those things to like come to fruition, but I never thought they were possible. 10 years later, here we are. And maybe it's because you wrote them down, you actually saw it. An idea is like it's like a mental seed or like a spiritual seed, but once you write it down somewhere, it's actually like in the physical realm. And so like that's why I think you should write those things down. You never know what they can do for you. And then the very end, I have this agreement to self. Don't be a fraud to yourself let's start that over. Don't be a fraud to yourself. You made it this far to write out your goals and plan on how you're going to execute. Now, if you don't even attempt to try and get something done, you aren't anything other than a fraud and scamming yourself out of the life you could have. The body you imagine yourself having, the car you could be driving, the house you could live in, the food you could eat. Don't be a fraud. I declare I will try my best to reach my goals I have made for 2026 without hurting myself, anyone else, or making my situation worse due to impulse or poor management. I hold myself liable for the decisions I make and no one else in the world, because this is my dream I'm pursuing. No one else wants this for me as badly as I do. So I take full responsibility and accountability for my actions every day for the coming year. I will find a way around or through every obstacle or setback I face. No matter what anyone says to me, I will chase my dreams and make them a reality. Not because they will only benefit me, but they will benefit those around me. And I agree not to put anyone down chasing their own goals, but only lift them up with words of affirmation, encouragement, constructive criticism, because there is no better feeling than, this should be than, I didn't fix that yesterday, seeing others win with me. I will not be a fraud and rob myself of the life that I want any longer. I will push through laziness and procrastination if that's what it takes. I will review and recalibrate weekly with the weekly goals template to make sure I stay on track all year. At the end of the year, when I look back for the first time ever, I will see how great of a life I have, and it's only getting better because I know what it takes from me to have it. I understand no one will do it for me, and one day what? Oh, I understand no one will do it for me, and I will one day live the life I dream of having. And then, yeah, if you want to print it out and then sign it, great. That's just, again, an agreement to yourself. I put that because it's like, yeah, you should, at very least come to an agreement with yourself of like, I'm going to try and make this happen. This year is going to be different compared to every other year. Everything that I wrote down is something that I really want, and I want to see the changes this year. And again, nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do that for yourself. And I want it for you guys, but I can't want it more for you guys than you guys want it for yourself. And this is like no agreement to anybody else. This is just like for you. You hold yourself accountable for not achieving the things that you wrote down, and if you don't execute on what you planned on, that's completely on you. And but again, it's like if you did get any kind of close, or even if you get that 1% better at the end of this year, closing the 2026, if you get 1% better, you can come back and be like, yeah, I tried my best, I gave it my best. And then next year you kind of just redo everything. You redo your review for the year, you redo or you replan for 2027. It's like, but yeah, you have to commit. And coming into an agreement with yourself is like is partially committing. You're telling yourself you're not going to give up on yourself. You're not going to be a fraud to yourself. You're not going to scam yourself out of the life that you want to have. And so that's why I put that there. But there we go. There's your goal setting. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I still have work to do. I said I was going to get these done by the end of the year, and it is December 31st. So I'm barely at the deadline to get these done, and I still have a lot of other things to do. So I'm going to edit this, upload it, and then I actually have to do my goals. I actually have to do those. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. So I'll leave you guys with that. Good luck. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section. And good luck. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm rooting for everyone who uses these templates and actually sets goals for themselves. Let's come out the other end, lock in. I'll see you guys next year.